Welcome to Body Work.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
God just made me different, you know. He gave me a great smile, but he gave me a real serious look. And you can't really distinguish between if I'm angry or if I'm happy or if I'm sad, just because I don't have the personality to play. I don't have the personality to, I'm not interested in making you laugh.
Yeah, that's right. You got the last one right. That's the only person that can beat me. Javante Davis. That's the only person. Them niggas cannot touch me at all.
You know, sometimes I be having doubt because a lot of people don't be giving me my credit. I don't think a lot of people see, like, the boxing fans or the boxing world don't see my my boxing skills. You know, they think that I just come in there and look for knockouts, and that's not the case. You know, I'm actually a sharp, smart fighter.
All them guys is easy work. Easy work, man. Easy work. I'm the top dog. Congratulations, Tank.
I just feel like I'm the champ, and at the end of the day, I'm just a fighting motherfucker. It doesn't matter. If it's inside or outside, I can just fight. So I just feel like if it gets down to the wire, we gotta lock it up. I feel like I'm gonna come out on top because I know how to dig down deep.
Maintain low tones with me. Maintain low tones.
Hey man, hey look, as you can see how I'm looking, I stay solid. I'm always solid. I stay fuck something up ready. You know what I'm saying, to the fans that don't know.
Death of a rich man. It's because he was all in wealth. See how much he worked.
Again, they both good guys. You know me, I grew up with both of them guys. I watched them in the amateurs, so I'm like a student like they are. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to reach them heights that they're reaching. So when I watch them perform, it's happiness for both teams. You know what I'm saying? Because I know both of them put that role in to get where they at today.
So the fans are the winners?
The fans are always the winner when you see a great fight.
My goal is to demolish everybody, to be honest. Everybody that's in my way. The pinnacle to any weight division is to have all of the belts, all of the titles.
So we talk about that, come on. Title field girl, me have time to get my thing and I keep him up. Rascal.
Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. Man, it feels good to be back in the building. You know what I'm saying? I would say this week is going all is well. You know what I'm saying? All is well. It's hump day. You know what I'm saying? You get that hump out your back, and we can get some things straight. In my intro, man, I had to just take some clips that I had that I kind of use in some of my videos. I don't own the rights to any of them. You know what I'm saying? Their likeness or anything like that. You know, basically, you know, the question of the day, since it is Wordplay Wednesday, and a lot of people are focused on a lot of different things in boxing. You know, a lot of the perils in boxing, a lot of the drama in boxing, a lot of the ill reputes of boxing. And so I'm like, dang, man, I think part of the reason why the conversation surrounding boxing is the way it is right now is because we kind of lost our way. You know, we forgot that, you know, it's more than one way to build a fight. You know, fights weren't always built on social media, even though if you don't get along with the times and you start adapting to social media and you get, you know, your feel of it and the understanding of it, if you don't do that, then you'll always be subject or at the mercy of somebody helping you or showing you or guiding you or telling you what's really going on. And right now, I know back in the day, I know Bob was cited as telling somebody that they didn't promote themselves enough. So now everything's been getting overboard on social media. And, you know, I remember back when they used to call Tank Twitter fingers, and he found his way because I don't know if it was back then. I think he figured something out. You know what I'm saying? That could have added to the buzz. I think a lot of the credit, you know, goes to Floyd. You know, and I think a lot of credit is taken away somewhat from Tank because what I understand is Whenever these boxers are getting an interview, everybody's waiting for that small piece of that juicy piece. So they trying to like set little holes and traps. And so I think a lot of the times when the boxers are, you know, trying to answer everything right, and in their mind they going like, well, if I say it, they're gonna spin it like this, and they're gonna run with that, and they're gonna do it like this, you know. So I think a lot of the times, especially when they're not comfortable under them big bright lights, and they're not seasoned or tenured, or they may not have a future in broadcasting, nothing like that. They just real straight up people, just normal people. I don't think we really get to really peek into how they really are, because they always got their guards up. But I was like, dang man, how can we fix all of the extra stuff around boxing? Like, what's another way to build a fight? And I was thinking to myself, I said, man, how did Floyd do it? And I was like, man, yeah, he lived the lifestyle of a boxer. Yes, he had some natural born instincts and reflexes. Yes, he you know, kept himself in shape and surrounded himself around and kind of made the right moves as far as boxing. I mean, he missed out in the Olympics, you know what I'm saying? He fell short, got robbed. But I think that much of what's forgotten right now in the sport is that some of the highest selling boxers had a mouthpiece. I mean, everybody always talk about how Conor McGregor was able to just skinny his way into the picture when it came to him and Floyd, because, you know, he was coming from over there with the MMA and all that. It's like, no, Conor McGregor jumped on the scene by doing his thing in his arena, but he always had that mouthpiece. That's one thing about Floyd. He always had that mouthpiece. It's a very, very popular channel out here, man. And one of my favorite pieces they used to do that really, you know, I thought made it special was they used to use these little clips of voices and speaking and stuff like that. And they had some of the best. That's why I didn't want to use Floyd, because they had some of the best Floyd clips, man. He used to talk some of the purest cash money, man. And I think that's the aspect of the game that, even though a lot of people are yapping, I think it's because of the charisma or however it lined up. Whether they just more into the boxing, but I think that was an aspect of Floyd's game that he never really got credit for. Floyd gonna talk that talk. He gonna talk real spicy, you know what I'm saying? He gonna be, you know, when he in his bag and he used to talk that stuff, man, he used to come up with some punchy, you know what I'm saying, one-liners. And you know, I think that we have, you know, we get it in glimpses now, but as far as like being that total package inside the ring and having that charisma and being able to say whatever you need to say, you know, when those cameras in front of your face, to be able to give people little snippets that they need, I think that's a part where boxers can get a little bit better. Because some of the best fighters in the world, they don't talk no smack. They just want to get in the ring and do their thing. You know what I'm saying? They want to bang. So I think that I was thinking about, man, well, who else, man? Because I'm like, Floyd, yeah, I would say he's arguably number one. If you want to go with some of the old schools, you know, everybody said that float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, attributed to Muhammad Ali. You know, he had a good mouthpiece. You know what I'm saying? He was able to talk that talk in that boxing. He was able to sell a fight. Not only did he have the skills inside the ring, the footwork, you know, the hand speed, the hand-eye coordination, the razzle-dazzle, but he also had fundamentals. But he could sell that fight with his mouth. Like a lot of good fighters, man, some of the best, the ones that get the star level to where you really get your bang for your buck, from the press conference all the way to what they do inside the ring to the post, you know, fight interview. The best boxers had the best mouthpiece. And it wasn't just calling everybody out. It wasn't just, yeah, I want to fight you, or yeah, you duck me, or yeah, you better not duck me, son. Keith used to talk that talk. You think about it, Keith used to talk that talk. Keith still talk that talk, and he's one of the ones that might go on to be a commentator. But I'm looking for solutions in boxing, because right now it's like solutions are anemic. You know what I'm saying? The salationist, all that. But it's like, man, if you're going to talk that talk, man, you got to talk that talk. You know, a lot of the times, man, a lot of people be knocking Antonio Tarver, man. Antonio Tarver, with his experience, especially having, you know what I'm saying, beat the legend of Roy Jones, especially having beat that, Antonio Tarver used to talk that talk. He still do. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people kind of like, you know, after when it's retired and you put down the gloves, I think some of these boxers, man, they get a lot of slack because people don't keep them in the same vein in which they met them in. Like, I'm always gonna, you know what I'm saying, certain boxers, like, yeah, we know, you know, some things happen and people had little missteps in their careers and little blemishes and all that, but you try to, you know what I'm saying, highlight most of the good, you know what I'm saying? If the bad come up, if it's within reason in the topic of conversation, we'll bring it up. So I'm not saying that they didn't have any hiccups, but when I try to listen to them, I try to like put them in the vein of what they did when they used to lace them up. You know what I'm saying? So I can't do nothing but respect Antonio Tarver, but he got, you know, sometimes people don't like what he got to say, you know, but a lot of the times I found him to be spot on. You know what I'm saying? He was spot on. We was picking against each other in one of the biggest fights in the last 10 years in boxing. You know, I had my pick, he had his pick, you know what I'm saying? And he was spot on with his pick. You know, but I hear some of his takes and how he talked that talk, you know what I'm saying? And I think that that's a hidden gem. It's not just the call out, it's not just the fact that this interview was done, it's that talk when them big bright lights come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you got them catchphrases, you got them one-liners, you know what I'm saying, that you could just roll out at the drop of a dime, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think Floyd was a genius at that. I think, you know what I'm saying, anybody can get it. Puerto Rican, Mexican, you know what I'm saying? Like, Adrian Broner could talk that talk. You know what I'm saying? We be wondering, man, like, man, how did Rolly get to where he got to where, you know, he had a belt. I'm glad they did salute that they did right by O'Hara Davies, man, because I was one of the only ones that in passing, you know what I'm saying, in passing, one of the only ones that was really pushing for that man to really get his shot. Much like Imantas Stanyanis, who been sitting around waiting, even though he do got a belt, but one of the people that was in line. But how you think Rolly got there, man? A lot of people be questioning, like, how did such and such, how do this, how do that? Talking that talk. Rolly was talking that talk. Gotta have a mouthpiece, man. And I think I might have been a victim of that sometimes, you know, when they say closed mouths don't get fed, you know what I'm saying? I was somewhat quiet unless you knew me, you know what I'm saying? Then I open up, you know what I'm saying, and talk. But growing up, man, it was kind of rare because sometimes you might see your homie, you know what I'm saying, you speak in the morning and that's your salutation of the day. You didn't have to say something every time you saw him, you know what I'm saying? It's just a different world. Just a different world, man, growing up down there in PG County. You know what I'm saying? Just back and forth into DC and all that. Like, it was just a different world. You know what I'm saying? You talking about the 80s, 90s, early 90s. You know what I'm saying? Graduated in 98. So you talking about a whole different world. DMX was the hottest thing on the planet back then. You know what I'm saying? In the era, in the midst of the, the head honcho right now. In that era, DMX was the man. A whole different time. I grew up on Onyx. You know what I'm saying? In music, you know what I'm saying? Listening to the Woo, like, that wordplay is everything, man. It's something about that vernacular. When you have it, it's fantastic. You can sell a fight. So I think that this is a part of the boxing game that don't really get a lot of it don't really get highlighted. I think that, you know, sometimes, you know, I think if we took a step back and we, you know what I'm saying, we didn't make the boxers feel so, you know what I'm saying, like they being interrogated. You notice that all the interviews now is like an interrogation. That's why I kind of like how the Pivot do it, because they, you know, they'll flow along with the conversation. They handle the topics real good, but then the personality of the person gonna come out, man, and they gonna start spitting that vernacular. They gonna start, you know, talking that talk. And I'm thinking, man, I was thinking more and more of all the people that used to talk that talk over the years. I think Jamel Charlo will be talking that talk. I think a lot of people, they criticize him, you know, sometimes for being super amped or excited. I know that's how I am, man. When I get loud when I get excited. You know what I'm saying? People try to use that against me sometimes, but I will not change. I will not change. You know what I'm saying? Like you already know what's going on, man. If you on the up and up, you on the straight now, you already know what's going on, man. Don't let nobody talk you off your pivot. Don't let nobody knock you off your square. You know, in the sport of boxing, being able to talk that talk, not just be vulgar, not just be, you know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson had some of the best one-liners, man. Mike Tyson used to talk that talk when I was young. I used to hear some of the things he said. I'm like, man, he looked Mike Tyson used to look scary growing up as a child, seeing him and saying some of the things, you know what I'm saying? All of the exchange he had and things that he said. And Mike Tyson, he still, you can tell that he's read a lot of books. He's come across a lot of information. He's grown, but Mike always used to use those big words. You know what I'm saying? I think Mike had an inner nerve, but then he had a savagery. So when you put it all together and you put that spotlight on, Mike could talk that talk. Who you got in your top 5? Who you got in your top 10? I mean, ain't that what's selling right now, even online, man, even in the YouTube space? You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to talk that talk. You got to be able to maintain. You got to be able to flip them words. Play them words, have some word play. So I was just thinking about some of the people in my, like in boxing that historically, you know, Roy Jones. You know, even when you look at the success that Deion Sanders is having, a lot of that was the mouthpiece. As an athlete, you gotta be able to say that. You gotta be able to seize that moment, say what you need to be able to say, and grab that. You know what I'm saying? That's how you go viral. That's how you become more of a household name. That's how you be like, man, who is this dude? Who is that guy right there? You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to grab the fan by the ears. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to, you know what I'm saying, create a little itch that they need to scratch every time that you talk that talk. But then you gotta get in the ring and back it up. As long as you can do that, you still have time. But when you talk that talk, you go in there and you put on a spectacular performance. You know, people coming to see you shine, and when they put that mic in your face, you gotta have them words. You gotta be a wordsmith. You know, I think some of the best people in music have a knack for being able to use words. And one of my favorite artists, man, like I don't ever think that he got as big as what he should have, but it was Devin the Dude, man. From Face Mob, man. Devin had that talk, man. Devin the Dude, holla at me. I be in the bathroom. Their vernacular is everything, man. You could hear when people call in on shows, man. Sometimes, you know, just they be saying the same thing, but they can talk their talk, especially when they got that New York, you know what I'm saying, accent, or however you got it, man. You got to be able to bring that to the table. And I'm thinking, man, that's what's missing, a little bit of what's missing in the sport of boxing. It's not just the attention of being able to say this and say that. It's like, did you have that sound bite? And it match up to what you actually want to do in the ring. Not talking just to be talking, but talking that talk. So I thought I'd put it out there, man. Wordplay Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying? It was going to be WTF Wednesday, but I said, you know what? Let's just talk top 5 boxing trash talkers in the game. You know what I'm saying? We got some good fights coming up, man. Richardson Hitchens, Ammo Williams. You know, as far as their time, as far as the interviews and everything that I heard from them, man, I felt like, you know, they were sounding good. Intellectual, students of the game, both being really well developed. And they saying everything. They got to get their one-liners together, and they got to kind of, but that's going to come in time because they got a big showdown on Saturday. And we actually going to get a chance to see, man. But if I could just get a little birdie out to them, man, seize that moment when you get that mic. You know what I'm saying? Let the world know who you are and what you all about. You know what I'm saying? Give the world that sound bite, man, after you had your victory, man. Because I'm pulling for both of them guys. I want them to have success. And I think a lot of these young fighters coming up, man, what's going on right now, and they get caught up in the going at each other and this and that. It's like, nah, like, yeah, when it's time to shine, when it's time to get in that ring, when that contract come across that desk and that contract gets signed, you know what I'm saying? You got your assignment. You got your tools. You about to do what you about to do. You know they want to interview you. Be ready to talk that talk. You know, I think that some of it is like you know, in boxing right now, because the way it sells is people thinking that, you know, I mean, because it do. The reality of the matter is people love that kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? And it's good, and it can be bad. But if it's balanced, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that even you look at the Jermell Charlo and the Canelo, I think a lot of people, instead of actually witnessing that Jermell Charlo was actually maturing in the process and not really trying to give the media anything, I think what happened was people are used to that spicy take from Jermell Charlo. If you look at some of the back and forth, even with Castano, when it was a language barrier and it was interpreted, they still got spicy. But one of the classic ones was him and Tony Harrison, man. Tony Harrison can talk that talk. You know what I'm saying? He got that fight, he got that rematch, that whole build up. He got, you know what I'm saying? He had everybody's attention when that mic would get in front of him. And him and Jermell Charlo, the clash of personalities, you know what I'm saying? One being from down there, one living down there in Texas, one being from what, Louisiana, the other one being from Michigan, man. That's classic. You know what I'm saying? But both at the time when they had those mics in their face and they were given an opportunity to talk, they were talking that talk. I think that right now, because Jermell Charlo started off with a more milder approach, I think that he didn't want, because, you know, there is a hive out there. It's the whole Canelo hive out there, man, that you whack that hornet's nest, man. You'll have people unsubscribing. You'll have people say, oh my gosh, like just one of the ones where you really can't speak the truth. You just gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like they want you to just bend down and kiss the ring, I guess, you know, which I think everybody salute Canelo. I mean, you can't deny the resume and the skills. I think that a lot of times some of the hardcores question why we didn't get to see some, but he is coming around. So I gave him credit for the Bivol fight. I gave him credit for actually doing that, because I really didn't think he was going to do it. And I was like, wow, when it actually happened. And I had been wanting him to fight Maul for the longest, but the fact that Jermell was trying to, you know, he's daring to be great. He's trying to stamp his name. I was glad that he got his shot. But I think people were looking for Jermell to spice it up. And I think this is a little bit of gamesmanship with Jermell, not giving the media anything too far-fetched to run other than the same old things about the size and the height and the experience and all that. It's like, yeah, but, you know, there's good and bad to experience. I highlighted that in the video in my little tell of the tape between them guys when I highlighted that Jermell has the height and the reach advantage. He has the speed advantage. That's what everybody's talking about, the actual physical matchup in the rounds. But in the round category, I think it's like 400 and something to like one. It's a big disparity there, but that also means more wear and tear. You know how many times, because people will say it, man. Like, remember that people were saying Triple G aged overnight? Somebody was trying to put that jacket on early. I'm like, no, man, let's not rush, man. Man had some inactivity, had a bad night. We don't know what was going on. More answers need to come out. I'm not going to go down in that rabbit hole. That's been cooked. That's been cooked. But, man, I think people were expecting that. Jermell is on his gamesmanship. He's trying to be focused. He's not trying to be distracted. He's not trying to get that beehive to go off and heavily slanted in one direction. I think it's a good play. I think it's a good play because real recognize real, and we know what it's all about. Stay locked in, stay dialed in. And when that might get in your face, talk that talk. You know what I'm saying? So all the young boxers looking up, you know what I'm saying? It's different strokes for different folks. It's different times to be certain ways, you know what I'm saying? But I'm appreciating the evolution. And I actually respect the fact that he thought that that's what he needed to do to actually appeal more to the people. You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest, people always find a reason why they shouldn't support Jermell. You know what I'm saying? So I salute him, man. It's a tall task, man, when you arguably facing what people are calling the face of boxing, even though I think that complexion is changing a little bit. I think that that torch is being passed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna look at these numbers. I think a lot of people have a different idea of what they mean when they talk about the face of boxing. But I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? That I think about, man, the face of boxing is the one that's going to be on the front cover of the Wheaties box. If you say, all right, who the face of boxing? Who do you see on the face of that? Who can sell all across? Who gonna buy that box of cereal because that face is on there? That's the face of boxing. And you gotta be doing some spectacular things in the ring. You gotta be, you know, appealing to a certain audience. You gotta be able to maintain. You gotta be a commodity where everybody's clamoring for that fight or happy to have you on their platform or the deal. You know what I'm saying? Make moves with you because they know that at that point in time, you pretty much got it. You got that it factor for the moment. Floyd stayed with it. You know, so right now it's always argued as to who is the face. But I think that some of them that shy away from the cameras and you don't hear from, I think that that's the area of the game. I want to salute Ugas, man, because for the longest time I was saying, Ugas, man, I wish Ugas, and people thought I was being derogatory. I was like, no, man, I was looking at the Canelo playbook. I was saying, man, if Ugas spoke a little bit more English, man, because people want to rock with Ugas. His resume, we know Ugas ain't never ducked no smoke. People was rocking with him, but I was saying, man, if he just started speaking a little bit more English so people could, because it's a little barrier when people actually start interpreting things. So if he removed that barrier, you know what I'm saying, when they came down, because a lot of people will see them in the weigh-in or see whatever, the face-off or whatever, and then once they start asking them questions, people don't have the patience to wait for it. But I salute him, because I heard him speaking more and more, man. Like, when you do that, you start connecting to a whole different audience, man. A lot of times, people tune out until you get in that ring, unless they can understand what you're saying. So I salute him, man. That's a step up in the vernacular, talking that talk, man. But we got some, man. We got some out there that used to that normally talk that talk. So I just want to I wanted to come out and just say what's up. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make myself available and see, you know what I'm saying? Who do you think the top 5, top 10 trash talkers in the game is? And is that a better alternative? I ain't talking about the, you know what I'm saying, all of the crazy stuff that's going on. I'm talking about building the fights. You know what I'm saying? When those, like, isn't that a better way? How you say that? I always think about Floyd when he say, man, I want you to go to the kitchen drawer, grab the biggest knife that you see and cut that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, those kind of things, man. I think that's an aspect a lot of boxers can actually improve on. You know, but I think that the media could help them out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just had some time where we just, you know, where they could relax and they, you know, they didn't have to answer a question or where they was gonna try to get something spent on them. You know what I'm saying? I think we would see more of them. I think even though people were still trying Floyd, I think that, man, Floyd just got to the point to where he was used to the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? He was able to flow in the moment and just have success. And I think that's what, you know, that's what enhanced his career. You know what I'm saying? That's what actually made his numbers a whole lot higher. Look at Canelo numbers, like, since he's the man that you won payday and all of that stuff went viral. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the horrible fighter and all that. Like, those one-liners, man, talking that talk. Those are the sound bites. Those are the sound bites. Those are the things that people will have and they'll have recorded and they'll capture, and that's what they'll be able to play for years to come when they associate you, when they can't actually watch you in that ring. So I think that's an aspect of the game that boxers need to work on, man. I had a couple people on the list, man. I had Braun, AB, had Jamel Charlo. I said Antonio Tarver. Even coming down to the pops, man. Senior, Teofimo Senior, Danny Garcia, father, Angel. They could talk that talk. You know what I'm saying? They can talk that, like, and sometimes that's what it takes to actually get you into a fight too. You know what I'm saying? They can talk. It almost got Richardson Hitchens into a fight with Love, but you know what I'm saying, for whatever reason, Love, you know what I'm saying, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to give them brothers the benefit of the doubt, but you know what I'm saying, from the outside looking in, that was looking like he didn't really want that smoke. But hey, when that press conference came Richardson Hitchens started talking that talk on that fight when Love had that decision where he tossed Buddy out the ring. He was talking that talk, man, and he was seizing the moment. I've been seeing more and more videos of him doing that. You know what I'm saying? I think that as time go on, he get in front of the camera. Oh, and I'm reminded, Mr. Gary Russell. Don't let me forget that. Don't let me forget about Mr. But I think as the more he get in front of the camera, man, he have those big moments in the ring because he's getting developed, and I think he got the DNA of a champion. You know what I'm saying? I used to watch him, some of his stuff on the gram and stuff like that, and hearing him talking. He seemed a lot more mature, intellectual now, but I'm seeing that he's coming into his own. He's being developed, and he's gonna be, he's gonna be in a position where he's gonna be getting those mics in your hand, because I'm learning that what you say and how you say it, how you word it, how you talk, man. You make one blunder, they're gonna run with, they're gonna barbecue you. So that's just something that, you know what I'm saying, I think fights can be built that way if you know what you're doing. I think Paulie used to talk like Paulie and AB going back and forth with each other. That was, you know what I'm saying, that was classic. That was good. That was a good time. But Mr. Gary Russell Jr., he always like, man, this how you know you got it. Mr. Gary Russell can come out and do a video and say anything. That's all, every time it comes, like he's out there. Mr. Gary Russell know how to talk that talk. He get in the ring and back it up as well, but he know how to talk that talk. You know what I'm saying? I was glad to see Gary Antoine open up the last time a little bit more. I seen some more, but close knit, you know what I'm saying, wolf pack type, you know what I'm saying, like family is you know what I'm saying, blood only, you know what I'm saying, pretty much friends and family only. So it's like you understand that, but it's good to see Gary, because resume-wise, Gary Antoine is being built, but it's good to see him in front of the camera and hear some of the things he's saying. And I had him in that clip and start what he's trying to accomplish and what he's trying to do. I think it's only a matter of time before those mics get in his face more and more and more. And if he can talk that talk, man, he can take that stardom to a whole nother level. You gotta think about, man, Blair the Flair. I don't know when the last time Blair the Flair had anything going on, but every single solitary time his name come up, you know what I'm saying, he be on all over social media and YouTube and wherever else, you know what I'm saying, after he done did his interview. He got a flair. He know how to talk. You know what I'm saying? I think Big Baby Jared Anderson, I think he's being groomed to be able to do it. I think that he's on his path as you see him more and more. You know, he's starting to come into his own and everything. I know a lot of people was making a big whoop to do about him feeling the way he feel, but I think that's being young and ambitious, and sometimes when you don't get your way, or things not going as fast, or you don't comprehend everything that's going on because you're still developing and growing in your craft, you get a little frustrated. You say things out of frustration. And I think that, you know what I'm saying, I think if boxing treat him right, he'll be around. But I do notice that he's highly intelligent. He got some good, he got a couple little good one-liners, and I think it's gonna be good. I think Wilder, you know what I'm saying, he got one of the harder people, just bomb squad, like they scream that bomb squad. He got his little catchy stuff that he be saying. That to this day, everybody say that. Some people say it unconsciously, man, but it's like, you know what I'm saying, exactly, it's everything. It's an aspect of the game that I think, boxers can pick up on. You know what I'm saying? Use it to their advantage. Don't always allow yourself to get trapped out there answering the question, you know what I'm saying, getting caught all up in the tea of it all. Think about them one-liners, them catchphrases, like, you know what I'm saying, being able to say a whole lot more by saying a whole lot less with comprehensively. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that'd be a good topic, man. Just something to really bring up, man, and see if anybody want to come in and chime in about who are their top 5, top 10 trash talkers in the game. And the list goes on, man. It was a lot of them. As I think, it was just so many, man. But a lot of them went on to have pretty good commentating careers. I know Roy Jones. I love to hear Roy Jones talk about boxing, and Teddy Atlas. Teddy Atlas could talk that talk. I mean, he's famous for actually saying some of the things that he say and some of the speeches in the corner and the motivation. I mean, that goes to coaches, but it's a part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Having that wordplay. You know, and I think, man, I was just reminded today, man, because people love to, you know, people really love talking themselves in the ass whoopings, man. Like people will really try. You know what I'm saying? They will really try. In the sport of boxing, that's good, but people really try. But I thought maybe somebody might come on there. You know what I'm saying? I'm always open for ideas. Things that's going on from the fan perspective, you know what I'm saying? When boxing slow down and when certain fighters don't fight, me and my old head, you know what I'm saying, those episodes dwindle, but we still working on it, you know what I'm saying? We just got to be excited about the fight. I know I got to get him excited about the fights in order to have him on, but I'm gonna have him on here one day. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the next step. I'm gonna get him on here and we're gonna talk it, man. And some of the things that he say and how he word, I think that's a great aspect of the show, man, because he got that vernacular, man. And especially when he get to talk about a boxer that he like, man, you can tell that he really enjoyed the game. You know what I'm saying? But again, being a solution-oriented individual, man, looking for better ways that we can actually build the fight besides being drama-filled, man. Like, relax, have it, like, make it be a sport again. You know what I'm saying? Make it how it used to be when I used to watch football and everybody just happy to see it. You know what I'm saying? This and that. We get sidebar, and I think sometimes it's good to put fresh water back in, man. Come up with solutions as to how to make boxing better. You know what I'm saying? How we can improve the sport, how we can put equity back in the sport. And these are some of the things that I think we should be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because it's getting nasty, and you know, it's like, you know, when content low, man, when people get to talking about and just rehashing and just talk about the same old things all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I thought maybe, man, somebody might have some input on. I got Floyd up there, man. Floyd up there, man. AB up there. I thought Tarver was up there. Keith Thurman, he's up there. Who else? Trying to think, man. I think it's a lost art, though. But I do think that a lot of the guys in the MMA, that's how they able to do it. And if you look at what is going on with Jake Paul, Logan Paul, all that, that's how they was able to get up there on that big stage. You know what I'm saying? Talking it up, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shoot, man, I'm about to try to, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to try to get it on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they can go get to the bag, man, people don't want to box, shoot, put me on the card, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's do YouTube to YouTube. You know, put me on the card, man. As long as we can be somewhere within the general range, you know what I'm saying, about 10 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to give up 10 pounds, man. We can go get one of them Jake Paul, Logan Paul bags. We could talk it up, you know what I'm saying? We could do it and get in there and do it. You know what I'm saying? We can. For real. They get into the bag and they talk their way into it. You know, I'm just be thinking, man, like sometimes, you know, maybe I don't really be meaning to complain a lot about things in boxing, so I gotta just balance it out and get some solutions, you know what I'm saying, as to how we could really make some things happen. And again, improve the sport. But I ain't really want nothing. I know this is a short live, man. You catch it on a playback, man. Feel free to drop some names in there about who and what's going on in the sport. We just check everything out. Yeah, I had already said I wasn't gonna stay on here, man. I'm just trying to build and maintain a presence, you know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for this weigh-in, man, because I've been so invested in some of these fights as far as wanting to see him and doing a lot of things around him, and then poof, the fight is off, and this, so it kind of made me scramble. And it's like sometimes it seems like it's a little bit more easier to go live, because there's nothing like, man, doing a nice fresh one, man, putting all this work into it, you know what I'm saying, then boom, the fight is off. So I figure I just, you know, keep, you know what I'm saying, put myself out there, you know what I'm saying, make myself available. And I add some fresh water, man, because sport of boxing is good if you look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? It's totally negative if you're a pessimist. I ain't want much, man, but thanks for everybody who might catch this on the playback. Everybody who be rocking with me, man. Again, all feedback is welcome. We don't do yes men over here. Having somebody that knows how, that has an opinion that's different, I welcome it, but actually knows how to actually talk boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about over here. But thanks for tuning in here with Bodywork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.